Hello everybody, welcome back to Anime Sensei. Today we'll be taking a closer look at the new ecchi shonen anime Plunderer. Before we get started, this video will have spoilers for the first 2 episodes of the show. If you still haven't watched the first 2 episodes and don't want any spoilers, then I suggest you click away right now and come back later. Without any further delay, we're going to hop right into the review, so you've been warned. Plunderer is a very popular name for people in both the anime and manga community. At the moment, the anime watchers are giving it a bad rating. On the other hand, the manga is seen as a complete masterpiece. In my personal opinion, people are being a bit too quick to judge this anime. The first 2 episodes do not define the whole show. The anime adaptation is not far from the manga source material, and according to many manga readers, the story will get extremely good later on. Let us take a look at the plot of this anime. Plunderer is set in a post-apocalyptic world which is dominated by the so-called numbers. The worth of each human is decided by their number. This number could be based off of any number related to their life. It could be one's walk distance or the amount of pizza one has eaten in his whole life. If this count becomes 0, then the people get thrown into the abyss. In the year 305 of the Alcyon calendar, Hina has inherited a mission from her mother, who is being thrown into the abyss because her count has depreciated to 0. Hina's mother wants her to search for the legendary Red Baron. Hina quickly embarks on an adventure for the search of this legendary man. The plot of this anime is extremely unique, especially if you consider the fact that it is an ecchi anime. Ecchi anime usually always have the same type of cliche plots, and these plots get executed in the same old cliche manner. So far, only the manga readers can tell us if this unique plot actually got a good enough execution or not. Today, we're only here to make an early conclusion based on the first 2 episodes of the anime. In my personal opinion so far, this anime has been a quite decent execution. So now, I will go ahead and break down each and every part of the first 2 episodes, and at the end, give my initial conclusion regarding this anime. Okay, so moving on to episode 1, the first episode actually had an extremely tragic start. Just the first few seconds of this anime separated it from every other run-of-the-mill ecchi shonen anime. In the start, we see a young Hina just sitting there crying and watching hopelessly as her mother is getting sucked into the abyss. Before dying, her mother hands her a small shiny ball engraved with the number 10,000 and asks her to find the legendary Red Baron. These first moments actually kind of reminded me of the legendary show Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. The boys in that anime also tragically lost their mother at a very young age. As the show actually gets to the present date, we see an all-grown-up Hina still on her search for the legendary Red Baron. In her search, she suddenly gets attacked by an extremely annoying masked pervert. Spoiler alert, this masked pervert is actually the real legendary Red Baron. Okay, I absolutely hated this aspect of his character, but being a little bit of a pervert is fine. But this guy just straight up attacks the poor girl. A girl named Nana finally comes and saves Hina. She also gives her some food and explains, for the sake of the viewers of course, how this whole world is governed by numbers. She also tells Hina that her mother suddenly got sucked into the abyss because her number became 0. In this part of the episode, we also find out how much struggle Hina has been through in her whole journey. Hina has walked over 40,000 kilometers in search of the legendary Red Baron. Hina's count is 441 because of all the kilometers she's walked. Just when Hina is about to leave, thinking she cannot find the legendary Red Baron here, an imposter shows up claiming he is the legendary Red Baron. This guy takes Hina to her room and tries to feel up her whole body. Hina, still oblivious to the fact that this is an imposter, feels very uncomfortable. She then proceeds to show him the ball, which was given to her by her mother before she died. This ball type thing is actually a ballot, which is some type of a sacred item. The imposter tries to steal it but fails because Hina's count is greater than his own, and a person with a lower count has to obey a person with a higher count. The imposter then uses wordplay to trick Hina into accepting a star bet battle. The naive girl agrees to it without even knowing what that is. The imposter defeats the poor girl and steals all of her count. Hina's count suddenly goes from 441 to a single 1. Here we see just how innocent and naive this girl really is. Even after everything that has happened, she still believes this guy is the legendary Red Baron. And wouldn't you know it, that is when the legendary Red Baron himself shows up. And like we said earlier, it's the same pervert with the mask from before. He comes to save Hina. At first, he hides his real power and appears to be quite weak, but soon after his mask breaks off, he starts to show his true colors. This is where the first episode ends. The first episode was very good and very entertaining. The show definitely separated itself from other anime in the ecchi subcategory. Episode 2 starts off with an explanation. The anime explains to us who the legendary warriors/aces are. These warriors are actually very old and they helped humanity in a great war from the past. These warriors all disappeared right after the war. Some people believe that these warriors are not even real. However, here he was, one of the legendary warriors, the legendary Red Baron. The legendary warrior shows us how much of a good person he actually is, and that he was only pretending to be a mindless pervert before. To be honest, the way he was pretending to be a pervert was just a little over the top. He was literally forcing himself upon the poor innocent girl, and that act, it kind of ruined his reputation. Anyway, now he's a completely different person. He shows his overwhelming strength and completely annihilates the imposter. He also returns Hina's count back to her. After saving Hina, the legendary warrior actually ends up doing just what the imposter was trying to do. He steals her ballot. Was he a bad person all along? Absolutely not. He stole, or actually more like borrowed, Hina's ballot because owning a ballot is a huge crime and he didn't want Hina to get in any more trouble. He later returns Hina's ballot and tries to leave the town. Hina, realizing that he was actually a good person, goes to find him, and when she finally does, he does not listen to her at all and leaves her behind. We can all see the sadness in the poor hero's eyes as he's trying to leave the crying girl behind. And of course, at this moment, a villain also shows up. The villain was also in search of our hero and thanks Hina for finding him. You know, I really love the way this episode ended. Plunder is an anime which absolutely knows how to get anybody hooked. The anime always ends its episodes with a perfect cliffhanger. So let's talk about the animation, the soundtracks, the voice acting, and the art. The anime, of course, has very good animation. The fight scenes are well executed as well, and the soundtracks and voice actings are also both top-notch. The art of this anime really stood out to me. The anime has an art style resembling the 2000s anime, and I appreciate that very much. Most anime nowadays has exactly the same art style, and characters don't look very mature at all. The character designs were also very good, and all the characters in this anime, I feel like they were very memorable and unique. So the final conclusion for this show is it's pretty decent. If you're looking for entertainment, then this anime is a definite must-watch for you. The anime, of course, does have some flaws, like the over-the-top perverted personality of the protagonist, and that scene where Hina explains how she built a bond with Nana and the legendary Red Baron, even though she met them only 10 minutes ago. Despite these flaws, the show is still quite decent and enjoyable. There's a lot of room for improvement, and according to the manga readers, the show does improve quite a bit. And there you have it, folks. There's our review of Plunder. If you like my work, then make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video. You can also check out many more great videos available on my channel. That would be Otaku, O-T-A-L-K-U. Check the link in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.